This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers Omejicat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Circa Barakil, Remy Asalia, Arcadia Lunashine, Alex Franco AV, Casey Schaefer, Asuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Nina Grimsdaughter, Nat Clay, Lily Black, AJ Brainswordson, Bob CC, Mikto Rabentau, Faris Gentoru, Salpa Chakwatol, Umbral Wind, Quick Levin, Winebow Brood, Pamela Isley, Camille Grinnell, Face on Masher, Elendriel Maximus, Code Red No, Mira Miri, Bay Barbalay, Suno Chicano, Celesto Nuatrell, Lazy Boy, and a bag of Dragonite. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV. Thank you.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Eorzeans. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 246. I'm Lakeel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Georgi Wiston and Rollo Dez.
Hello. Are we not practicing our sign language today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Very.
There you go.
Thank you. For our audio listeners, that will be difficult to explain. It is the end of a long weekend. FanFest has ended, and so this is our FanFest XL episode. We'll, of course, go through the biggest points. We can't go through absolutely everything for obvious reasons. We have 3 hours, well, less than that, and there's only so much you can fit within that amount of time. So we'll go through the keynote, the live letter, the concerts, some other stuff around it, possibly. We'll see. That's that. There will be no recent events, obviously, because there's
everything.
FanFest is the event.
It happened.
Yeah. There will be no post-show today because of this. So that's that. There's a channel update before we go into the live letter. Reminder that on Tuesday we have Eurovision for patrons. So that's 7 p.m. BST, 2 p.m. ET. Tuesday, Thursday, grand final on Saturday. So make sure you catch that. Okay. That's that. Let's just get into recent events. We'll start, main story, no recent events. Day 1, Fan Festival 2021. We've been waiting. It happened. Before we started, so there are many channels like ours, right? That cover 14, that attend events, or cover events, I mean, and had plans to cover FanFest. 7-ish hours before the event went live, the 14 Twitter posted a link to their stream hub. And also, by the way, if you want to co-stream, you can only co-stream the keynote and none of the stage events. Which is a vague, last-minute thing to put up, and had no further explanation as to whether or not we could cover the live letter. This is the first time that they have done something like this to a live letter, and we don't even know if that was official, like their official rules. Everything was like hearsay. One thing, I think, the only piece of information we got was from a French community manager that said everything that's on the website is correct, which isn't really clarifying anything, but that was what we were going on, and so we had to use multi-stream to cover it. I hope and I think that this was a FanFest this was something they had to do because of FanFest. They may not have, remember, this is a very different event from what they wanted. They had expected ticket sales. They didn't get that. So maybe there's some ad revenue stuff going on with the sponsors, and there's maybe there was a requirement for viewership that they needed to hit. So I'll cut them the slack. I just wish they'd told us a little earlier, because there was a lot of prep that just went down the drain that day. So that's that. But that's fine. I'm over it now, but it was very frustrating on the day.
The event is over.
Yes.
It's in the past.
It is. All right. The keynote started with a countdown, which then led into the trailer. And I think we should just go analyze the trailer. We
I
usually
almost missed that trailer too. That was fun.
Yeah.
This should not be your first time watching the trailer, because we will be pausing it a lot.
Yes. As per usual, every time we do this, we are analyzing the trailer now. So make sure you've watched this beforehand.
This will also be cut from the audio podcast.
Yes. So goodbye, audio listeners. If you want to watch this, well, then you have to watch it. Video link is in the description. Okay. Let's go. So here's the trailer.
Peggy 16.
I think maybe we should just right now, because every time we do this, or every time I watch this, I think about the music. The music in this trailer is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And we should probably mention every time there's a change in the song, because they reference all of the expansions, I think, in this trailer, in the music, I believe.
Did they reference a Realm Reborn?
Torn from the Heavens place in the
Oh yes, there is Torn from the Heavens, yes.
Yeah.
For some reason I was just expecting answers.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, let's jump into it. I really like, by the way, we haven't really talked about it, but the fact that they show the Creative Business Unit 3 thing, it's it feels more like it's a game, like we're watching a game trailer. I like that.
It's a cute touch. I like it.
Yeah.
It's the Phoenix from 16.
Yep. All right. So this first part won't really be much change, but the music here is the main point.
Is audible.
Yeah, you can actually hear the lyrics now.
Every single time.
Yeah.
It's such a strong imprint.
Okay.
The final days were upon us. The fabric of the star had begun to fray.
So I believe during the VA, the chat with the voice actors, that was confirmed to be Emmett Selk, for anyone who was still unsure.
There you go.
This part I'm not sure about because I haven't watched it myself, but I feel like I've seen people saying that the whole expansion will be made by Emmett Selk. I don't want to.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I mean, considering what he's saying in the trailer, it kind of feels like it. That would make sense.
Surprised they didn't have any Reaper stuff to show off in this CG trailer. Like they did with Shadowbringers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're about to go into new shit. Oh, this moment is crazy. You also get to see the scale of that tower, because they don't look so big in 14. Because I've said this before, there's an issue with scale in the game.
Yeah.
But this just don't get that close to it.
Yeah. This looks, that's really scary.
This transition threw me off at first because we were on an island, and we're still on an island, but we're on a different island now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We're in Thavnir right now, but yeah, when I first saw this, I thought we were looking at fucking Limsa getting fucking
Yes.
destroyed.
Yes.
I think we all had that reaction
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And we were like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, so Thavnir is gonna get really fucked. So that's right. So the dungeon was an indication of what's gonna happen to that poor little island. We've just arrived and it's gonna get fucked.
We're gonna blow it up.
Yeah. All right. Oh,
As the chaos
heaven's word.
star seemed doomed
Mm-hmm.
to unravel.
These things
So these-
are vile.
So I believe a void sense similar to this appears in Eureka, but I'm pretty sure these are supposed to be the terminus creatures because one of these appears during Amarant.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah, that's
at the
where we
very
saw it
end
from.
of the dungeon, I believe. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
And yet,
Incoming Estinian and keep forgetting the name.
Vitra?
Yeah, that
Vitra.
Ritra.
Vitra?
It's a
That's-
difficult name to say.
It has an
because
R
it's
at the- after the
it's
R.
three.
Yeah.
It has 4 consonants in a row.
Ritra.
I've been saying Vitra, but
Vitra.
whatever. Urethra? Yeah.
No.
stood in defiance of that fate.
Oh.
The hour is come.
I will say, not a very, like the teeth on Rithra they're interesting.
Yeah.
They're more for show.
Yeah.
Have you heard the reason for why Estinian has his hair tied back?
No.
What?
It's
No,
because
what
they don't want him clipping during trust dungeons.
Oh, that's funny.
That's cute. I like that.
Also, Ritra is the youngest of the horde.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there's those two. There's some Stormblood. Interesting detail that when we saw the map burn earlier, that was him looking at that's what's his name?
And Daniel.
Van Daniel burning the map. Because you can see the map right here.
Oh yeah.
That's him
Just
burning.
burning it for fun.
Yeah.
This vocalist is so good.
Yeah.
It fits so well with the Stormblood theme. Love it.
Of course, there's going to be a bit of a fake out here.
Yes.
The stage is set.
We should probably mention this also now while we're at it. You've probably noticed that the trailer is looks a little different. It's because Visual Works has been merged with another branch, so they've restructured. So that's why the style is different. You can tell in their faces that there's a new team.
People have been noting that it looks very visually similar to Dissidia.
Ah, yes, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That makes
I
sense.
think the only people that are very off looking is the worst one, Graha. I think he looks
Graha
he
the
looks like
strangest.
FF10 CGI. You know how like it looks so fucking different and weird compared to the game.
Yeah, Graha is uncanny in this
yeah.
trailer, I think.
Ystrol is a little off too. It's more acceptable, but I think Ariandru and Thancred, everyone else looks fine.
Yeah.
There's something
yeah.
about Graha that I want to point out when we get to it, but
All right,
we'll get to
we'll
it
get to it.
eventually.
But will our heroes deign to play their part?
He looks so much older.
Yeah.
'Tis as we fear.
That's interesting because I've seen most people saying he looks younger in this cutscene.
I've seen
Really?
both. I've seen both of
Oh.
that. I don't know. I don't think he looks that
I think-
different. But
I think Urianger looks his age, but I think Thancred looks younger than he was, at least in the Shadowbringers trailer.
he has more like the frown lines and sags under his eyes. That's what makes me think he looks
yeah,
older.
I guess I can see that. Yeah. I mean, he is who's the oldest? Is Urianger oldest?
No, Thancred is the
So
oldest.
Thancred is okay. So he is the oldest, yeah.
Urianger is only 29.
And Thancred is
Apparently, like early 30s.
Okay.
32.
I don't know
Okay.
the exact date.
'Tis as we feared.
We were robbed. We were so fucking robbed with Urianger. Look at his back. They don't have his
Yeah,
sexy,
man.
rippling back muscles. What they took from us. It's not like that in game.
Anyways, so he's saying that the world is ending.
As we feared.
Mhm.
The respite afforded this land was but fleeting. The end draweth nigh.
We get a little like
So
the
is it-
only real view of Rats at Han in CGI here. I think
Mhm.
this
And he's
part.
essentially saying that, like, yeah, we stopped the end of the world, but don't worry, it's still coming.
Yeah, I'm assuming the 8th Umbral Calamity is still happening, or worse.
Mhm.
Are we looking at something? Well, we don't really know, do we? Because he says
No.
the end of the star. Calamities are not star ending for us. So, I mean,
Are these the only civilians that appear during this trailer?
the people in the front. Oh, sorry, in the back. I guess the background of them.
Because there's also, yeah, okay, there's a bunch in Charlene. Because I
Yeah.
only remembered the members of the forum.
Yeah. So yeah, well, this is a peek at Thavnarian gear, I guess.
Very colorful.
Yes, yes. All right, we're about to do it. We're about to do it.
Oh my god.
Here it is.
That's Thaliak.
Oh. God,
They
just
live in
look
big
at
domes here, apparently.
that. Oh, those very, I would say, makes me feel home, that background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this city is beautiful. I love it.
Well, yeah, it makes me feel home as well.
Yeah, it looks it looks like how I imagined it, but better, if that makes sense. I don't I don't really know how I pictured it, but I pictured
Yeah,
it.
I don't know what I expected, but it definitely fits the image
Yeah.
for Charlene.
I love the like circular docks that they have everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's neat.
Oh, they are obsessed with
not Susan,
symmetry
by the
and
way.
circles. What? Oh yeah,
No,
no,
it's not Susan.
Not Susan.
Not Susan.
No.
So. Yeah, show me all that fucking Shire gear.
Oh, look at that. This looks like candy, the thing in the middle. I want to suck
Like an
on that.
like an old person candy, like a Werther's
Yeah,
original.
because they often have like those
Yeah.
white marks on them. It's candy.
Someone get Lukiel down. He's sucking on the 8th right again.
Okay.
Wow, look at that Shire gear. Look, there he is.
Yep. Okay, well here we are.
Why is he in a sex dungeon? I really don't get it. He's locked
Oh,
in
Rollo.
Mm-hmm.
For one day, just you need to turn down the
No.
dial just a little
No.
bit. Everything is horny.
This star still has secrets to tell.
Gross. Okay. Yeah,
Look, his
Yeah.
neck. He's got
Yeah,
that
yeah.
long catboy neck.
Yeah.
It's really highlighted here.
It's just again, give me those FF10 CGI vibes.
Yeah, there is this one. For some reason, this one is off for me. This one I don't buy as much.
Take care, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Something's just triggering the uncanny valley in my mind. All right, this one's funny because I would just want to say this again. When we first watched this, I just screamed that it was Alphino's
Oh yeah.
father,
You
and someone
fucking spoiled it. How
are
dare
angry
you?
that I somehow spoiled something when he is literally mentioned in the game multiple times, and he's got a picture in the lore book. Just pay attention to the story. I mean, I don't know if it's him. But it is him. I mean,
Yeah.
their dad is like a very prominent figure in the Charlene
Yeah.
forum, and it makes sense that he would be standing there.
Don't scratch the floor with your staff.
You would think that Charlians would have a complete map.
That's true. I was thinking about that too. Like, why do you not have? Surely you have this, right? Yeah. So she said. So to no one's surprise, the world is ending, and Charlian's like, "We're not dealing with this, everyone. We have our own way to survive. Bye."
I did not think they're going to be that isolationists at this point in time in game. I feel like at some point they would have been like.
Well, remember, Charlian has been completely disconnected from everything that's happened in Eorzea. So they are living in a bubble.
They're having a great time with their stupid little veils.
Veils, yeah.
It's symbolic, you see, because they're blind. They cannot see.
I see. Yeah. I wonder what is it, so that you don't see their faces because they're not?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, because it's not important who they are. I don't know. Well, he's not wearing a veil. I thought the forum was not supposed to have a leader. There's not supposed to be a president in the forum. They even say that in the lore book. But there's like one guy. But this guy is essentially it.
Maybe it's his turn to talk or something. I don't know.
Well, it's always his turn to talk, apparently. According to the lore, he's very prominent. He talks a lot.
Keep its counsel while the world is lost to ruin.
It would. Come what may.
It might be for trailer purposes. That's true.
We must.
Do as you must then, but we scions will fight.
Yeah, he could be like the master, like the order guy. What are they called? The speaker.
The speaker.
Yeah.
The heavens fall until our last.
Like, she looks fine. She looks different. But
Yeah,
like,
I don't
not
think Yerstola looks bad. I think she looks quite.
Why does she do that?
Something is really funny that you're gonna observe. Actually, I'm gonna show you the moment just because it's funny. Notice where she's standing, and remember, Yerstola is blind, right? Yerstola's blind. Directly behind her is just, there's the table, right? Right?
Yeah.
And
don't do her like this.
I must do her like this.
Don't-
Funny.
Where is she? I'm pretty sure it's here somewhere. It's in between here. What the fuck? Oh, sorry, I was here. She's about to walk into the table.
Yeah, she's up to walk into a wall.
Stola. No. I think that's funny. Okay. Anyways, back to where we were.
I also want to say about the shape of the forum, very inefficient design.
This is terrible.
Yeah, but again, they are obsessed with that shape.
I know.
I want to have debates in the big snail.
A nautilus is what it's called. But
You
yeah,
just finished her big speech and look at how long it's going to take her to get out of there.
yeah.
Just like an awkward, like, excuse me.
It's also raised like way too much. Like why, so high up for so few seats? It's bizarre. But there it is.
Well, there's the
There we
side.
go.
There's the side.
It looks like he has a chamber in it, like a gunbreaker kind of thing, almost.
It's a gun sight.
Yeah, he does.
That's what it looks like, which would be
Yeah.
kind of cool. We can have like a gun scythe, maybe.
Mm. I will say, Xenos looks pretty good in this trailer. And I never thought I'd say that, but when we get
Because
his...
if it's the Dissidia team, they already have a model for him.
Yeah, yeah.
What are they all looking at?
Well, Yostola's not looking at anything. She's about to run into a table, remember? Like, this one's good. He looks more real here in this picture.
His fucking third eye is massive. Was it always that big?
We've talked about his third eye a lot, Rollo. I want
okay.
to put my finger on the edge and just flip it off.
Lots of eyeliner in this trailer, which, I respect.
Big,
I hate
big
this
reveal. Because this is the first beast, or whatever it's called,
Yes, it's
from
called the first beast.
Amarat. And at first I was like, why is this happening on the moon? But we're about to find out because there's a big reveal. There was a lot of reveals in this FanFest. A lot of information, very spoiled with zones in this keynote. Anyways, there it is.
You're gonna bend the teeth.
There
he is.
Let's enjoy that moment.
His dental work.
Look at that. That's disgusting. Those are
he's got like drool on him too.
Those are some soft gums right there.
Old Warrior of Light's just very powerful.
Yeah. I just don't like. That's disgusting. And I like the mouth going, oh!
The mouth, you mean? The fucking...
the butt mouth.
The butt mouth.
With the
ass.
teeth?
Yeah. We don't talk about it
say
here.
something here, but I won't.
We have... That's in the vault.
Pinch it off.
There it is. Okay, that was the trailer. What a trailer. Yeah. It is.
Yeah. They did change the pose for some reason. The paladin does at the very end, just ever so slightly, not significantly. It's just I don't know why change.
I haven't even noticed that. Oh yeah, they did. I can't really. Why? That's a weird change, but okay.
Yeah.
All right. So after the trailer, Yoshi P walks on stage wearing an outfit and carrying a scythe for a new job. I guess we can mention that the song in the trailer was composed by Soken. The lyrics written by Koji Fox and Ishikawa, and vocals from Amanda. How do we pronounce that? Aiken. Which you've heard in Tomorrow and Tomorrow from Shadowbringers, and the male vocals are Sam Carter from the band Architects. Apparently, a lot of people knew who the Architects were. I did not know that, but there you go. We also got the release date, November 23rd, everyone. The late end of fall.
Ways off, but you know what? It's been a long year. A lot of stuff's happened. I'm not going to...
Yeah.
November 23rd, calling that like fall, that's... especially for people up north, that's like, ooh, okay. We calling that fall now, are we? All right. So that's when it will be out. The new job then. He spent a lot of time, by the way, on the stage because he knows... Yoshi P knows that we want the new information, and he did the thing where he just walks back and forth, like spinning his scythe around, looking at chat, just talking about how sweaty he is. He talked about being sweaty a lot, which I thought was funny. It's a lot of sweat talk. Eventually, he got to the job. It is called Reaper. No surprise.
I don't think that's a good name. But
a lot of people wanted it to be Reaper. Some people wanted it to be Necromancer. But nope, it's Reaper. It's a scythe-wielding melee DPS using the maiming gear set, which is shared with Dragoon. Good. Its like big gimmick is that it can call forth an avatar from the void.
He's like a little spooky ghost.
Yes, it is like a little spooky ghost. We can look at the job demonstration before we discuss it further. Let's see here. We have it. We have it here. All right.
Not for children. ESRB.
There it is. It's a big. It's not. Well, it's quite big actually.
It's a little void set. Sort
of.
And he gives you a little hug.
Unlike any void scent I've seen before, but scary. It looks like it has two stances. Because now it's using blue attacks, and then it does something midway through here, and now all the attacks are red.
Yeah. It's just like the, I don't know, use the equivalent of Delirium or Berserk or whatever, and you just do the one powerful attack over and over again.
Yeah. Oh, it merges with the avatar. There we go. Now it's all red.
Yeah. But yeah, see, they're like the same skill like 5 times in a row or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Edgy
it's
pose.
so edgy. It's so fucking choony. Oh my god. I'm darkness.
Yeah, your gear changes when you're in the red form as well, which is really cool. I don't know. That's our new DPS coming up. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about everything?
It's cool.
I really want to try it.
Yeah.
I hope they accommodate melee DPS with positionals a bit more in this next expansion. As it's a rough time right now, but I'll definitely give it a shot. I don't think I'm going to main it because I don't like melee DPS that much, but I'll give it a shot.
Says the former ninja main.
Listen, I left for a reason, okay?
Yeah.
Have you seen the theory behind what the avatar is?
No, I don't think so.
Do tell.
I've seen a theory that people have been positing that the avatar is our shard from the 13th. And while it cannot reconnect with us, that is how they can justify us working with a void scent.
Yeah, because
I like
that because that's the next thing I was going to talk about is the lore implications of this would be quite significant. I like that theory.
I like
Don't
it.
say it's my. Don't compliment me, Chaz. It's not my idea.
No, it's not. It's not Georgi's theory. It is not a
like
speaker's
it.
theory either. What?
But I feel like locking behind your 13th shard behind a 5 job quest is kind of like, maybe I want that more in the MSQ or like a different side story than I would as just a job. But I do like that idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree, but I feel as if like a lot of important lore is locked behind Dark Knight as well, so I don't think that they necessarily care.
Yeah.
Well, that Dark Knight had time to build it all up. It had like what 15, 30 quests. Now this job is gonna have like
5,
several job quests, and that's it.
Yeah, that's true. Will the next job in the next expansion won't have any job quests, will it? It'll just have
no, they will.
quests.
Yeah, it'll have like the first 10 levels of job quests.
So that's okay. I forgot how this
They
works.
have always, essentially every job will have the first 10 levels be job quests, and then they will transition into the
okay.
quests.
Thank God.
Yeah.
All right. That's So that's Reaper. I'm hyped for that. Looks like a fun class.
You going for Reaper? You going for Sage? What team are you?
Sage.
Well, I think obviously we'll both be trying out Sage first.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be the Reaper guy then, just to be the odd man out.
Yeah. That's Reaper. Not much more to say about it. Looks cool. It's what we wanted and expected. That was like about the only thing we expected from this keynote, I think, because everything else.
I mean,
some locations we expected Charlian. That's true. We expected Charlian, but we didn't expect.
We'll get to that later, Rollo.
We didn't expect all of the stuff that we got to see, like all of the stuff they had read. Well, I say ready. They were. There's obviously, I don't know if something's off with the skybox, at least in Charlian, but we'll get to it.
Yeah, that was bizarre, but maybe it's just in progress work or something.
Yeah, they did emphasize that for the first time. They've not done that in previous keynotes, that these are subject to, like, they literally said it before they played it, like, this will change.
Yeah.
So
let's put a little alias thing though. It was so many jaggies. It was weird.
Yeah, I think. Well, we'll see if we see it now, but it might have been our capture that did it, because they're.
Oh.
I don't know. We're about to see. Let's have a look at old Charlian. We will have to describe it for our audio listeners.
Mm.
Nope, definitely jagging along here.
Mm.
It looks, from this point, it looks very much like Idleshire.
Yes.
Oh, wait, look, Keel, pause it. Hold on.
Yes.
You see those pillars up there?
Yeah. Don't.
They're ionic pillars. Learned that from my architecture class. Those are the ones that have like little spiral.
Yeah.
That's ionic.
What are the 3 types of pillars, Rollo?
Ionic, Doric, and Corinthian. Well,
Good.
those are the 3 big ones.
Yeah. Very good. All right. Sorry, I jumped ahead. Yeah, there's a big white building. That's probably the forum.
Big Thaliac statue.
Yep. And there's the streets are big. There's obviously no NPCs here, so the place looks really empty.
I hope this is as lively as the Crystarium was, because there was a ton of little nooks and crannies in the Crystarium that look really cool.
Yeah. I noticed something that I didn't want to get too excited because I don't know if it's gonna be the way I want it to be. It probably won't, but there's a big library.
Are those ropes or are they just pillars? Because they're very narrow if they're pillars.
I think they're pillars. They're just, or no, they're ropes. Or no, surely not. What on earth would they? No, I think they're pillars. Just very stylized.
They slide
pillars.
down.
My favorite thing about this is the tiny bookshelf in the middle compared to the massive ones around the walls.
Yeah.
That's where you put the very important books. You have to go up to the counter and ask for them.
Now, I don't know if it was in this trailer or if it's like one of the screen. Oh, maybe it's here. And one of the screenshots. No. Okay, so in one of the screenshots that I won't be able to show here, he's standing at a pier or at a dock, and there is a ship in the background, and it is the exact same model as the transport ships of yore, the ones now used as fish ships, fishing, for the big fishing things. And I just pray that they move, that they actually the fact that we can see the ship is a big sign, maybe, that we might be able to see a ship depart. Something will look alive on the oceans of this game. Please. Okay.
I hope it's true for you, but I have my doubts.
God, just live a little, Square Enix. Give us a fucking... Just move a ship. You've done it in 11. Did it in 1.0. You can do it. Okay, so that's Charlian. Beautiful. There's big statue.
You think it's the main city or the Tome City? I think this one's the main one.
I'm pretty sure they already confirmed it's the main city.
Oh, they did? Okay.
It also makes sense with the timeline that we can see, because they just left for Charlian, so it makes sense that will be the first place we go to.
I think in the event from earlier in the year, they specifically said that Thavnair or Arise at Hands was the smaller settlement.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's...
And Thavnair looks huge.
Yes. Something I've noticed is that a lot of the cities we're introduced... Also, a very, very... Before I get to that, but a very interesting detail that was revealed, which I kind of already theorized before, so I wasn't as surprised when he said it. 1.0 was supposed to have 6 starting city-states. So Limsa, Gridania, Ul'dah, Charlian, Alamigo, and Ishgard. Can you imagine how, like you said, imagine the work that was required for that? You would need to make storylines for all 6 city-states.
And they have to put all like the different jobs in each city too.
Yeah. And it makes sense when you look at the overworld map of like how it appeared in 1.0. The Eorzea map has been updated many times, but the original 1.0 map has all the city-states have like, banners and shit. But then I can't remember if Ishgard had I think maybe Ishgard had its banner up, but
I'm pretty sure it did.
It was Alamigo that didn't.
and
It got-
Charlian, back when Charlian was on the mainland, not just a colony. They had the buildings were just these generic icons that seem to have just been slapped on last minute. They're like, okay, fuck this, slap that on. We can't finish this in time. Print it. So yeah, and also the city states in 1.0 have 4 quests each, so they knew they were fucked. Okay.
I'm curious as to when they decided that they weren't going to do all 6, because I feel like they would have had to have changed Alamigo's law at some point to justify not why you would have been able to start there, because I don't think you could have started there as the story was.
No. They talk about the Garlean invasion in the very first, or the second or third Gridanian city-state quest. So I don't know when the story was made and when they decided to go for 3, but yeah, it's interesting. I wonder, it would have been a very strange game if all 6 city-states were playable from the beginning. Okay, they moved on to show us, sorry, I wasn't done with the last part. There's a big statue of Thaliak there, and it made me realize that every time we're introduced to like some new Eorzean or Eorzean city-state, they always have these big statues of their patron deity, like Ralgar's Reach has Ralgar. Now we have this big statue of Thaliak. Makes me wonder. We also have we do have 2 big statues in Ul'dah. I was just about to shit on the original city-states for not having any big statues, but I guess Ul'dah gets a pass. They have Nald and Thal, technically, in the 2 cathedrals. But Limsa has like a seagull. They have this little tiny seagull statue, and Gridania has a big rock in a tree stump. That's love that for you. All right. Anyways, moving on. Dungeon. They showed us a dungeon. Not a dungeon. Sorry.
No dungeon.
Sorry, not dungeon.
Overworld zone.
It has a name that makes it sound like a dungeon.
Yes.
We got to actually see an area called Labyrinthos, and it explains what Alphino and Alice's dad was saying in the trailer, that they will survive because they've prepped for the end of the world.
Preppers. They're preppers.
Because Labyrinthos is underground.
No, they didn't tell us immediately. They told us after.
They told us after, but knowing that now, also the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I'm so glad they saved that they got that with them, because that's culture right there.
This music's cute too.
I feel like it can be grating after a while, but
it will be. They use an old style Charlian etherite here.
Yeah.
Oh, pumpkin. This stupid 6-legged horse.
We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that. They have an artificial sun. Very Game of Thronesy, that sun.
It looks like a Mario Sunshine sprite.
Yeah. So that's Labyrinthos. Very intriguing, but also they're assholes. They're gonna leave us to die while they sit there in their little dome.
Their doomsday bunker. I need to know how it gets filled with enemies, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
just
because it's an overworld
Charlanes.
zone.
Yeah,
just a ton of Charlanes just fucking you up. Like, don't get near my pumpkins.
Maybe something happens. Maybe like there's a hole made in it or something, and enemies. There's a reason we get down there, right? There's a reason we're.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't. I don't think they would be like, oh yeah, come take a look at our top secret doomsday bunker.
Maybe it's one of the first zones, and what convinces them to work with us is that this gets invaded by terminus creatures.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, it didn't work.
Yeah, we're fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to do something.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the only way we can get Charlian on our side is if something happens to them. Because like I said, they are so remote. They're so detached from everything. They're literally a tiny island far off from like northwest of Aldenard. So The fact that it like spreads all over the world, and then actually they get to feel what it's like to be impacted by a calamity might sway them. Okay, so that's Charlian, Labyrinthos.
Labyrinthos.
We're moving down southeast to Thavnair and Radzat-Han. The first zone is Thavnair. Jarring visuals, I must say, for some of this.
Very Technicolor.
Very.
It looks very yummy.
This, okay.
Why do they have
this one?
a Charlayan Aetherite?
I know why, because this is the same problem we had with was it Heaven's Word, where they used like Ishgard style Aetherites in areas that didn't make sense. Even though in As's Law they actually made a unique Aetherite, right? That's a Allegan style
and they also made separate Aetherites for the Far East and Alamigo.
True.
It could be a placeholder. It is still subject to change.
Yeah, it is subject to change.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they didn't want to reveal what the Aetherite looks like, or maybe it's not done yet. Big tower in the background.
Not the tower, Pete.
There's something. Do you see that? There's like something else in the. Do you see that tower structure left of that tower?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
The little
Yeah.
watchtower.
Yeah. Wonder what that is.
Love the music here.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all those purple rocks.
Hell yeah.
I just want to eat it.
You get so close to the town here.
Yeah, you do. There's that
I don't
purple
like this.
rock. So is this
It's-
giant skull stuff? Is this must be why it's purple?
Yeah. It's a mine.
Yeah.
There's that monument we see get fucking wrecked in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me wonder. Do you see that there's? It seems to be a relatively small zone. Do you see that mountain range seems to like limit the size of the area? Is this place just going to be an area we have access to for a limited time, and then it gets just fucking blown to bits?
I don't think they go that far.
Do you think
no.
it'll have
No.
two versions, pre and post, blown up?
Possibly
Maybe.
that.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, I just want to
Tango.
swim in that water. Slurp it up.
Tangos statue.
There it is. Oh, Aetherite on the left. Excuse me. Oh yeah. Do you see that?
Ah,
There
Oh,
it is.
yes.
They try to hide it
So,
from us.
so it's big enough to have two
It
Aetherites
has
here.
at least 2 Aetherites. All
I
right.
don't think they're going to ever make a zone with only one Aetherite anymore.
No. Okay. It's hard to really see what it looks like, but yeah, that's definitely a different looking Aetherite. It has like 2. The ring around it looks thicker. Okay. Cool. So that's Thavnair. Looking forward to exploring that zone. Home of the dancers. Now, the main town in Radzat-Han, in Thavnair is Radzat-Han. Let's have a look at that.
Look at that little cape. Right, doing this little cape thing. It's gonna stick to your legs.
Yep.
Flamingos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this was funky too. That door looks like a door from the Lost Canals of Asnair.
Yep.
It's a hookah bar.
Oh hell yeah! Let's smoke up. Get some dragon fruit hookah.
So yeah, they're.
How is this a small settlement? It's freaking huge.
I mean, it is a city, right? So
It is a city,
yeah,
but so was Yulmore.
Yulmore is quite large considering the.
Not
I
the
mean,
part not
that's
the
true.
part of like the actual city.
No.
We get to
That's
see a lot
true.
of where the homeless people live.
You Yulmore, again, doesn't make any sense because we never really see the living quarters where people live, and there's like there's a lot of space there that we never get access to.
It's there.
Yulmore's a very tall city.
Yeah. Right. So that's Ratzatan. It looks very different, like a very different part of Hydaelyn, clearly. Very colorful. Now, there's a couple of other areas before we get to the moon. They showed pictures of Garlemald, very destroyed, but the streets are pretty much cleared up, so we're definitely going to be able to walk around in a big chunk of it, it seems. It's very sad to see it this broken, though, because we'll never walk in those streets when, like, normally, like, when unbroken.
Well, also, Garlemald is in a snowy region, yet there's not really any snow settled within the city.
Well, right now, it's just been blown up. There's fires in the
Like,
background.
immediately beforehand?
Do you not see the red glow in the background? Like, snow doesn't seem to
Yeah, but
settle.
there's still fires in the fringes as well.
But the fringe, yeah, that's true. But I think well, it would have to snow. I don't know how recent the attack is when we get in here.
That's fair.
Snow doesn't settle that quickly. And you only need like 1 degree over freezing, and snow just will not go. They will like, oh, melt immediately. Too hot. 1 degree, too hot. Yeah. Anyways, that's sad but funny. We pointed this out when we first saw Garlemald in like, God, when Xenos was standing on that building and Asahi stood behind him. I don't remember, or Fandaniel, but I don't remember when that was.
4.2, 4.3.
Yeah, we saw part of the street and they had road markings, and it's just funny seeing that again now. There's like,
I still see no evidence of cars.
No evidence of cars, but
They might be in their garages.
Yeah.
The parking garage.
They have trains. They have like a train system.
They do have trains,
so they are very advanced. Well, they were very advanced. So yeah, that was interesting. Not much to say about it though. They didn't show us anything that gave us any like indication of what to expect from this zone, but it was there. There was no aetheryte in the frame, so there was also this mysterious floating island thing in the sky. And
I didn't say too much about that one.
No, they just kind of showed the artwork of it.
Didn't give us a name.
Did not give us a name and did not really tell us who built it. But there it is. Is there any theories about what it is?
There have been people that have drawn comparisons between the architecture style on the island and those in the replicated emerald.
Ah, yes. I can see that. Yeah. All right. That's interesting. Okay. So, the big reveal was, of course, the moon. And we got to see footage from the moon during the keynote, which I did not expect. They showed artwork, and it had this like really cool Amoratine aetheryte thing, which is the first clue. Is like, wait, what? Why is that there? And there's like this structure that looks very Amoratine, and then we get to see it.
They just show it off. They just blow their load.
Mare Lamentorum, which means sea of sadness?
Sea of tears.
Sea of tears?
Or sea.
Oh,
I don't know.
Sad
Something sad. Lament.
It's a memory library. Or concept
sea of
library.
Lamentations. Sea of Lamentation. There you go. Yeah, so sorry, I was too busy reading chat there. Yeah, this is significant. These are the memory what do they call them? Concepts. That's what they are. They're stored on the moon. Why?
I mean, where else? The stupid horse.
Then there's this ship, which I immediately thought is this the Ragnarok? Is this like a Ragnarok ship?
surely it's the Ragnarok.
So the
What do you think
Alligans
of the
landed
eye?
on the moon. I guess they
Well,
Crashed.
they
They crash
crashed.
landed on the moon.
they crash landed on the moon. I would assume they did that when they were trying to get Dalamud up there, right?
Yeah.
So that's a fun little thing.
And then the fucking spore caves.
Yeah,
They got xenomorphs in there.
yeah.
These kind of look like the spores that exist in the Sea of Clouds.
Ooh, maybe that's how we get there.
By the Sea of Clouds?
No, via this.
Oh, you
via,
say we crash land.
Oh, you think we get there by...
That'd be funny.
Do you think we know how to fly a fucking spaceship?
I know, but I think they will send us with someone that does.
Yeah. Well, someone has crash landed here.
Yes.
God, it's sad if it's
Ugh.
not us, because that means Alligans crash landed and probably just died there. They're like, okay, well, we're the first ever people to reach this moon. Guess we'll die.
Who knows? Maybe they flourished. They found a way.
Well, not looking at what
Well-
the flora was here. If this is
Doesn't
an
look like-
indication of what was
Yeah,
around.
it doesn't look like they made any of their own architecture on the moon,
No.
at least so far as we've seen.
They adapted to moon architecture.
Well, oh, I see.
That's just a fucking face hugger.
And then there's this structure, which
hmm
what is it? Is it like a representation of the Crystal Tower, or is it an just as this mysterious thing is very visible in the landscape? You see it
Yes.
in the artwork as well, like featured quite prominently in it. So
Oh yeah, they do. They do. You can't see the Heidelin at all, really. They
Well,
they purposely black it out.
that's really interesting because in the artwork you see it very clearly. I wish I had it now, but I don't. I don't have it here. But
How,
Yeah, maybe-
yeah.
how's a day and night cycle gonna work?
Well, there is a day and night
I
cycle.
don't think
on
I
the
don't think it
moon,
matters.
right?
You'd have to.
You just
Move
walk.
around.
You just walk. You just walk for night. You walk to the other side.
Rollo-
Now it's nighttime.
Rollo, we live on a planet that has no time zones, so
Yeah.
I don't
No,
think
but
you
I mean,
should
like
think about-
you're gonna. It's one thing to be like, okay, it's same time as yours or whatever.
Mhm.
But the planet's right there,
Yeah.
in the sun.
Yeah.
They gotta move.
Yeah. They'll figure it. Maybe there won't be a day-night cycle up there. Maybe they will just.
Yeah, I'm
be
just thinking
constant
maybe
light.
you don't have to think of it so hard. I feel like they might not even
I
bother
don't
with
think.
animation.
Yeah.
I don't think
I-
they care.
They just tidally locked when you're there.
Yeah. I don't know enough about how the moon works to explain how day-night cycles work up there.
I
Okay.
think we'll get a lunar. What's that thing from 8?
Oh, lunar tier.
Yeah, like a lunar tier type scenario. As the Terminus minions spawn from the moon.
That would be. You know what? That's not a bad. I was thinking about it when we saw the those disgusting creatures roaming around because I'm like, where are they coming from? The
Lunar
moon.
Cry.
Lunar Cry would. Oh, Lunar Cry. Sorry, Lunar Cry. That. Yeah. Well, Lunar Tier was the base, and then there was Lunatic Pandora, right? Which was the thing with whatever 8 lore. Doesn't matter. Okay. That was the moon.
hmm
I'd like to live there. It'd be pleasant.
Yeah.
The fact that they're showing it to us
Mm.
probably means it's not the final zone.
No.
No, it's not. Absolutely not.
No. So they showed us a tribe. This is so funny. Okay, we're about to lead up to a reveal, the one surprise reveal at the end, but when this was revealed, people were like, "Oh, look, Male Vieira, the Loporits tribe that they revealed, which are the what are they actually called? Originally, they're called something way. No,
Moonanites.
Naming.
no, naming ways.
Hemingways.
Hemingways, yeah, Hemingways. They're called Loporits in 14. Very cute little bunnies,
Little fucking
that live on the
bunny.
moon. But they're if you know what they are, they're not They're not that nice. Okay, so they also revealed the... How do we pronounce their name? Because I believe they pronounced it... Was it Magus Sisters? Was that how they pronounced it on the stream? Or was it the other way around? The
you'd think.
Magus Sisters.
I think it was Magus.
Magus Sisters. Okay, there we go.
I
Right?
don't think it was with a soft G. I think it was Magus or Magus.
Magus.
I don't know.
Magus. No, it was the first. Yeah, Magus.
Okay.
The Magus Sisters. From 4 as well. Very colorful outfits.
That's them. That's the Elegants. They turned into 3 women.
Yeah. They have had appearances in other games. 10.
Yes, 4 and 10,
Yeah.
and I think that's it, to be honest.
They might have
On
been
the-
just
the-
mentioned, but yeah. Go on.
On the official Endwalker website, they are listed in the new threats to overcome in the same section as Anima.
Oh,
So
Ah,
they are probably a trial?
probably. Yeah, that would make sense. I can see that. So that's exciting. Now, dungeon crawl. They showed us dungeons as well during this keynote, and not just one. They showed multiple. So I guess we'll just watch that as well.
yeah. So it's like 3 dungeons, I think.
Yeah,
leveling dungeons?
4.
Yes, I believe so.
Wasn't it 4?
4.
Or maybe we'll see.
No, I think it was only 3.
Okay.
We'll
Here's
see.
disgusting.
Oh,
Horrible place.
this is a nasty, nasty place.
It's very meaty. Looks
Meat.
void arc. Ugh, I hate this.
The spine,
Yeah.
the muscle tendons,
This is confusing.
What?
Nautilus.
Oh yeah, there's a Nautilus.
The
there.
Nautilus appearing on the ground.
Mm.
in
Coincidence?
Meat.
It's so interesting because even like in the trailer, Alistair and Alfina's dad says, "We will survive. We must." Like there might be more maybe to Charlian than we know very little about Charlian. So this is intriguing. I don't know if it's related, but it is an interesting detail.
I don't like this part.
No, the teeth.
Teeth gate.
Brush them, please.
So where do you think this is? Is this in one of the towers?
There's clearly beast. I think it's inside the tower.
Yeah,
There's
'cause it has
clearly
those
beast
things.
tribemen in those like.
Are they
Cells?
beast tribemen
Oh,
or are
what-
they what kind of? Oh yeah, they're
What- yeah.
elephant.
Oh, they are Matanga.
Are they the
okay.
Matanga?
Yeah. They have long nose.
Ah, nasty.
Yeah, those are Matanga people.
So this has to be the tower in Thavner.
Yeah. Here's the train.
I'm excited for this one.
It's
This
a hype
has
train.
this has to be the way into Garlemald. See, I'm almost 100% sure that train sequence we saw there, that's the opening of the dungeon. That's us arriving at the
Yes.
station.
It very much looks like a train graveyard type dungeon,
Yeah.
which is what I've been wanting. Transportation.
It's full of spines.
Don't like the spines on the ground.
The centipedes. They're coming to get
just
you.
some spines. Ew. I love that it's like you can tell that this is probably a train station. Like this is the like slowly getting I don't know, converted into Giger's wet dream.
And you'll only find respite in the trains. Remember that.
Oh, you know what? It does. Oh, is this like the private train of like the Emperor? Is that what that is? That it leads into the palace? Here's another. Oh, there's definitely 4. right? Because I think there's that weird one with the biomes after this. Or maybe that's the same dungeon,
yes.
actually. I don't know.
Well, they got some concepts.
Oh, this
in
is
here.
it must be the same dungeon.
Yeah,
What is this
it's-
place? What is
in the
happening?
7 Hells.
So, I think this is a reference to something from 4 is what I've seen. I don't have enough experience with it to be able to speak to exactly what it is.
Focus
Tower?
Tower? No. It can't be the... Oh, maybe. This looks... Well,
Might-
these... Yeah.
It might be our version of the Focus Tower. It doesn't necessarily have to be exactly the same.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, there are lots of concepts, of crystals around this place.
Yeah, there are.
And the existence of all the concepts might be what causes the 4 biomes to be next to each other.
So that makes me wonder, what the fuck are we looking... Are these samples of the original world? Is that what this is?
Maybe it's the moon dungeon. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe this is on the moon, but they're like it's preserved parts of the like the original world here, like the biomes.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it's a scientific thing. This. So, yeah, it looks Amoritine. I was gonna say that it's definitely Amoritine. Look at the massive doors and the lamps.
Well, the existence of concepts as well.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, there we go on the left here as well. You see them. So yeah, definitely Amoritine. And I cannot imagine this being on Hydaelyn. If this massive thing was on Hydaelyn, where the fuck did they hide this?
I could see this being something Charlan. Like, it looks above ground, but I wouldn't be like
that's
I wouldn't
that's a
be-
lot bigger than Labyrinthos because you can't even see the dome from here.
I agree.
Maybe it's even more underground.
But I'm not.
Mhm.
I'm still sus of Charlian, so I'm not completely against that
Mhm.
theory either.
Also, yeah,
Yeah, more.
if it's
concept
like
crystals.
Amarant, it could be illusory and it just might not exist yet.
That's true. If they have that power, then yeah. But why would they build in the Amoritine style?
That's a good question.
Oh, there's
It's
a
just
little
a chocobo like stable.
hatchery. Yeah. And more concepts crystals. So overall, everywhere. I mean.
This is where they grow their ifrits.
Oh yes. Yeah. Look at that. There's lots of shit. Boss platform. Probably the door to the final boss. We don't get to see what's there though. Okay. I feel like that looks like, because the moon so far to me feels like it's a backup place. It's where they have stored all the backups, and that could be a dungeon that's, I don't know, maybe that's underneath or inside the moon or on the other side of the moon or whatever, and that's how they've saved a slice or multiple slices of the original world.
Yeah. I like Chat's idea that it's a research facility for how to terraform multiple types of biomes after the end.
Yeah, which is that's essentially what I mean though. It's like they must have grasped these must come from the original world, these biomes. Yeah. All right. Next, so that is it for dungeons and overworld areas. Well, yeah, dungeons. Raids.
Well, first they went through a recap of what went down at the last announcement stream, but
Yeah, we're not
then
going to talk. What? Yeah, okay. We don't. Okay, they did that. Okay. Myths of the Realm. We're getting a 24-man raid about the 12.
What a name, too. They just take.
it's almost there.
I have.
It's not quite what it should be.
Well, it's as close as it'll ever get because
More.
I purposefully made my series say A because the idea was that I can use it for multiple games, so I wouldn't like lock it into 14. They have to be They have to say the, so that's fine. I will still say they stole from me. Because I can now never make a series called Myths of a Realm. Never gonna happen now. More is dead. But yeah, I'm very hyped. We finally get to dive into the mythos of the 12, which I've been wanting for a very long time, and now we're getting it. So I'm very, very happy. Not much to say about it, but it is interesting.
It's going to be the 24-man eternal bonding raid, so watch out.
Yeah.
You're going to form the polycule.
Yeah. This is the see, and also we talked about how we wanted 24-mans now to be about Eorzea, and they said that there was going to be about Eorzea. I mean, it can't be more Eorzean than this. So I'm very happy for that. All right. Also, in a surprise announcement, Oceania is getting a data center.
Yes.
Not South America, though.
No.
So,
it was very, very funny because when he started saying it, there was a map up on screen. And in the center bottom was Oceania. And on the right was South America. And they were both dark. Like there was like they had like the data centers like on the map, and they had like they radiated outwards. They lit up, the areas, the regions that they reached out to. And South America completely in darkness. And so was Australia, like Oceania as well. And then they were like, introducing Oceania. And we're like, okay. And South America, right? And South... No. No.
You will stay in darkness.
It was so sad because now the whole map was lit up except for South America. That's funny. Funny and sad. So there you go. Oceania, you're getting your own data center. You can leave. You can vacate the Japanese servers if you'd like. Yeah. But this is a thing that was really annoying when Europe got its own data center. But I'm seeing it now with Georgi. Is that when Europeans got their own data center, people were like, "Oh, you can go to your data center now," and you're like, "Okay." I guess I leave my friends, my house, my FC, my link shells. Sure, because now I have my own place, right? I'll go back where I belong. Don't say that. Don't expect people to go to a data center just because it's there.
You get a free transfer, though.
Don't you start, Rollo?
What?
There will be a transfer, and I think that many people will take the offer, but that's just because many people are on Tonbri and many people do not have houses. Many people do not have keeping them to their server.
Yeah.
And hey, I mean, it'll be good for new players too that are in the Oceanic region.
Yes.
It'll be much easier for me to recommend other people in Australia to play the game just because I won't have to warn them about the ping issues that are currently something that most Australian players have to deal with.
Yeah. New data centers always good. It's also a sign of good health for the game. The fact that they are willing to invest. I mean, we are 7 years into this version of the game. Oh my god, we really are, aren't we? So 8 years. Fuck, we're 8 years in.
8 years as of this year. Yeah.
And we're still adding data centers, so that's good. Because of COVID, though, it will not open for... They wanted to open it before 6.0, but because of COVID, it will not open until 6.1, or by patch 6.1, sorry. Yeah.
I think at this point we should probably mention that they talked a little bit more about data center travel, and they did confirm that you should be able to do duties with other people across data centers, which was the biggest worry that most people had about what we would and would not be able to do.
True.
Still waiting for the asterisk. Be like, okay, you can do duties, but...
They gave us an asterisk before they said that, Rollo. They said data center travel will have more restrictions than world travel. And they didn't tell us what. but they did
Yeah,
say you
we're
can
just-
do duties are okay,
Mhm.
but you will probably not be able to do like maybe you can't do triple triad stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know what the limitations.
Yeah, we don't know what the restrictions are.
No.
You might not be
Yeah.
able to access the markets of other data centers.
Mhm.
Yeah. But now you can join us on doing content on speakers.
Yeah.
No matter where you are.
They
And they also
yeah, go on.
they confirmed when it will happen as well.
Yes. Did they give us the actual patch? Was it 5.8?
I believe they said 5.58.
Okay, yeah. We already knew that they had originally wanted to release it with 5.8 because they did that slip up on Steam, but it seems like they're still going through with it. So 0.58 for data center travel. No wait, what do they call it? It is
I think it is data center travel, which
Yeah.
is interesting because this is probably more expensive than world travel,
yeah.
but it doesn't have the word world in it.
No. Okay. Now for the other thing that was revealed. This was so unexpected. So unexpected that they revealed this. Coach is like, "Oh, you have to do that," and he did that. I'm like, horns. Because I was so far removed from like, there's no way Male VR is being revealed now because they've had so many chances and it's not happened. He's not doing it. But there you go. We got Male Vieira. And don't you say anything, Rollo.
Nobody believed, but I was there. I was in your corner, believing for you. The naysayers, they said no, not today. But you know what? We willed it into existence. So don't listen to the no people.
Don't you fucking start with the will. You were lucky, Rollo. You based it on nothing.
I was right.
You weren't right, Rollo. You guessed.
I was right.
You were guessing, and you were guessing
I
as a
won't say it
troll. If
wasn't.
you watch the early, the beginning of the FanFest coverage, I was like, and I'm like, let's not. I even started the stream going, this is the last chance for Male Vieira, but let's not get our hopes up. You can go watch that, Rollo, because
And
technically
said-
I called it before you.
No, and before that, I was even like, yeah, it's gonna happen. I've been on that train since the start.
I've been on
In fact,
the Male
I'm
Vieira.
the conductor.
Okay.
I'm the
He's
conductor
trying
for this train.
He's trying
Tickets,
to.
please.
Rollo! You're rewriting history. But I will. You know what? I'm going to be the bigger guy here, and I'll give it to you, Rollo. I will
I did
give
it.
you
We won.
all of it.
The
This
biggest
is your
W.
victory, Rollo.
We got the chicken dinner,
You
guys.
won. You won. You won, Rollo. You did this. Okay.
We should also mention that they also confirmed that we will get female Frothgar,
Yes.
but not yet.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
People would have lost their minds.
Yeah.
if,
Yeah. That's true.
if it was just male Vieira.
They talked about keeping them both until they were both ready, but they realized that people would want male Vieira now, especially since they have finished development on it, apparently. So they will just release female Hrothgar later down the line. They didn't necessarily say it will be next expansion, they just said later.
Yes. Do you like how a lot of people are already shitting on Male Vieira? Because I think that's funny.
Ooh.
People don't like, Male
What's
Vieira
wrong
for
with
some
them?
reason. I don't know.
I mean they look like about what we expected.
Yeah.
They're a little lanky, somewhat androgynous.
Yeah.
They look cool.
Yeah. Okay. That's lore breaking.
Oh, well, who cares?
We had to give up the lore breaking part when we introduced male Mikote. That's just how it is. A Realm Reborn broke the lore at the starting gate. That's it. We can't say that anymore. So there you go. That's Male Vieira. Congratulations, everyone. Rollo did it.
Yeah.
Okay. They then
I-
rolled the collector's edition on stage as well. Can I say FanFest? Okay. I love Final Fantasy XIV. I love everyone involved. I love Yoshi P. But my God, were they shilling merch during the FanFest?
Oh.
And they were like, there's a
And-
point where they show, first of all, there's a new structure of all how you can. They don't ship them with discs anymore. Any of the editions, right?
With okay, sure.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense when you think about it. They also said it's an MMO. You're gonna have to patch it anyways when you install it. It's weird installing it from a disk. I used to like installing from a disk because it went so quickly, but it's false.
Yeah.
Because the moment you've installed the base game, now you have to install all the patches. So you saved some time.
Launch state's cool.
Yeah, it's good on. Yeah, I guess. But usually you
Or
can
gets
preload.
But if you
right?
because for the early access, because your disc isn't in yet, so you have to download anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, no disc. So there's editions. So there's the digital collector's edition, which is the physical items and the digital download. And then there's just the box edition, which is for PS4, PS5, and Steam players who have to buy it through the store. They will then just get the box without a game code. And then there's the standard edition.
Well, this is a digital.
Oh, sorry, digital
collector.
Digital collector. Sorry, yeah, digital
That's
collector's
for
edition.
poor people, though.
Yeah, this is where it got really weird because they got to that and they're like, "But surely you want the physical items, right? You want the physical items. You're like,
you have the extra money. Come on.
You're not poor, are you?" And then there's the standard edition, which they just scoffed at when they said like,
yeah,
standard edition.
If you're watching this, why would you even consider
yeah
getting the standard edition? But don't shame me when, one, I don't have the option of buying the collector's the physical edition, and two, it sells out within the first 24 hours.
Yeah, it sold out within the first hour on both the North American and European store. It was crazy. So
I had the chance, but I didn't go for it. I don't want it.
I got it, but it was scary because I ordered it and then it didn't appear anywhere. I didn't get an email. It didn't appear on my orders list, and I'm like, oh god, did it go through or did it not? So you had to just sit there and wait.
It's quite nerve-wracking to watch Mailer and Likil waiting for their confirmation.
So scary. So all sold out now, the physical editions. I'm sure they'll restock, but for now you'll have to wait. So let's go through what you get in the collector's edition. You get again, I like to point this out. They always talk about the boxes for the merch. I think that's really funny. I guess we can mention that after we've gone through the collector's edition, but there's additional merch that has been made available on the store, and well, we'll get to it. Okay, collector's edition, the special art box, a unique glossy white inlaid box that features an illustration of Hydaelyn and Zodiark by artist Yoshitaka Amano. Okay, that's standard fare, I guess, but very, very nice. Expertly crafted paladin figure. An impressive high-quality figure that showcases the Warrior of Light as a paladin using passage of arms to shield allies from harm, including the base, the figures... Okay, so it's 6 point... Oh, God, I'm not doing... These are in Imperial. Oh, 15.5 centimeters by 21.5 centimeters by 18.5 centimeters. There you go, Europe. Art collection and frame set, a collection of 10 B5-sized art prints featuring key visuals from throughout the history of Final Fantasy XIV, from version 1.0 through Endwalker. The set also includes a frame so you can showcase your favorite image. I really like, by the way, that this is like a development that I've mentioned before. They're no longer afraid of using 1.0, like saying 1.0. In the beginning of A Realm Reborn, they hardly acknowledged it, like beginnings, they would say, or something like that. And then they would say the earlier version, and then they would say the initial version. But now they're just going, okay, they know what it is. 1.0. There we go. I like that. Azem pin, a pin created to mimic the appearance of Azem's crystal, designed to fit the palm of your hand at approximately 2.5 centimeters by 3 centimeters. And then there's a Loporet mini plush. A mini plush version of a Loporet. Loporet? I don't know how to pronounce it. The plush is about 6.5 inches tall or 16.5 centimeters. That's what's in the box. Digitally, you get the death what's its name? Deathbringer.
Death Side.
Death Scythe is what it's called. It's just Death
Oh,
Scythe.
that was an
That's
11
from
item,
11.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Dark Knight.
Originally
weapon.
a Dark Knight item.
Yeah.
Mm.
The six-legged horse. So let's see.
Oh.
It's written here. I don't know why I'm not reading it. Those that get the collector's edition, physical or digital, will also receive the Arion mount, which is a six-legged horse. I think at this point, the collector's edition horse mounts are just not impressive anymore. Like the Shadowbringers one, what's it called?
Grani.
I don't even know what is it?
Evil horse.
Evil horse, and now we're getting six-legged horse. I don't know.
And then remember the Stormblood one? It's like looks like Lapras.
Yeah, Lapras. Yeah.
The only good one, really, I guess, was the Heavensward one with the Griffin.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
but then
I
they
never
gave
liked
us,
any of that one.
Then they gave us another Griffin for the Beast Tribe for the Ananta.
Yeah, and it looks kind of better.
Yeah.
So it's like okay.
Yeah, the Sildra, right? That's the one. That's the one that looks like Lapras.
Sildra suffers from being too big and too slow.
Yeah. You also get you also get a Porom minion and the Death Scythe, which is the weapon from 11. The funny thing is, when I saw Porom, I'm like, okay, but where's this is one of two. This is a set of one of two. These are twins. Well, to get the other twin, to get Palom, you need to pre-order Final Fantasy XIV. And if you do not pre-order, you will not get Palom. So
You'll never.
you can't unite the twins if you don't pre-order. You'll get
You'll have forever incomplete set.
Yes.
How are you gonna live with that?
You'll get the wind-up Palom minion and a Menfina earring, which will grant its wearers a 30% experience point boost up to level 80. Pre-orders will also be given early access, which is currently scheduled to begin on Friday, November 19th at 1 a.m. PT. So that's really the main reason you should pre-order, is to get that early access.
I will say, they are also kind of shaming people if you didn't pre-order the game.
Yeah, they did. And they did it. They did a lot of weird stuff, especially during the day 2 part with at the end of the live letter, where they're like, you should buy this. Go buy it now. But we're not saying you should, but you should. Like, they did shit like that. A lot of weird.
Spend the money, right?
Yeah.
A gun to your head. Spend it.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing that we'll talk about. There was what was
From day one.
Yeah, there was like what happened other than the concert after the keynote?
Other than the concert, there was How Do You Like Heidelin, which
that's the lore panel.
At least Keel and I haven't had a chance to watch yet. That was followed by a development panel, which Rollo says was very dry. So
I was half awake for it, but they talked a lot about Bones and Omega, and I mean, it's insightful if you're into that part of the industry of sculpting and modeling and rigging, but if you're not, then it's very nothing.
Right.
It's a Mr. Atmosphere panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that was Welcome to Naoki's Room.
Yeah.
Which had an actor. It wasn't translated. Which featured an actor. I think it's the actor that plays Mady in the movie. But don't take my word for it.
Okay.
I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. But the end was a concert with Keiko and Soken.
Only a small appearance from Soken.
Yeah, but what an appearance. Soken performing Lahi.
Do you like Lahi?
I
will perform.
Yeah,
Lahi.
yeah. And
yes, and there were also guest appearances by Amanda Aiken.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Versions of Return to Oblivion and When Angels Wake.
Yeah.
It just hit the ears so nice.
Yeah. Soken's performance was so the fact that he committed to the bit and just did the whole thing just like that. If you haven't watched it, I think that we've agreed that that's how we'll sign out today. We'll have that song play us out today.
2 automatones.
Yes.
2
Yes.
of them.
Yes. Okay. So I think we have, looking at the time, we probably have time to go through this interview, considering how little is in day 2. It's just the live letter stuff, right? So I think we'll just rush, because considering we're getting a lot of interviews over the week, so we will probably won't have time. All right, let's jump in. Let's go through fast. Then. Yes. All right, there's a post-keynote interview from day 1 with Naoki Yoshida by Gamer Japan, translated by Madariam _BK at Odin. So thank you on the subreddit. Thank you for the translation. So let's jump into it. Please tell us, what are the specialties of the new job Reaper? Also, disclaimer, they did say that they're not a professional translator, so there might be some sketchy sentences here, but we'll get through that. Everyone in the community, especially the Western community, had been very vocal about the idea of using a scythe as a weapon for at least 3 to 4 years now. When we were yeah, remember when Dark Knight was announced? That was a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's even longer ago, but I mean, it's been going ever since. Remember the scythe weapon that we got for Edda? Yeah, there was scythe is a very popular 11 weapon, I guess, and a lot of mobs have used scythes. So yeah. When we were thinking about what a new job should be, the concept of a job that not only relies solely on their own power, but something external had become a central idea. Eventually, I decided there should be an additional avatar/minion fighting for the player, and its appearance will change as the special meter fills up.
Not a pet.
Not a pet.
They do say Chuni's interview. I just realized that. That's cute.
When someone suggested a high school syndrome-ish... There it is. What does that mean? What? Oh, is that? Oh, it's just. Why is there a star and a 1? Is that because it's
there's a definition of it. Later.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. A job where its power gets increasingly more intense as the battle goes on. The idea was immediately agreed by the whole team. It is easy to visualize how something like this would work, so it was easy for the design team too. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. So Chuni, for those that don't know, it's a term used to describe high schoolers undergoing puberty, trying to act cool with angsty poses, like covering one of their eyes, etc., and pretending they are trying to suppress their inner power. So there you go.
Though it can also refer to old adults that do similar things.
Yeah. The idea of using a scythe as well as the collector special Death Sight weapon seems to withdraw a lot of reference to Final Fantasy XI. Is there some intention to please the fans that had played Final Fantasy XI? Yoshida says, we are still adjusting the movesets, but a big part of our team had also taken part in Final Fantasy XI development, so for sure there's going to be some level of paying respect to it. I think our team had been doing a very good job at modifying and implementing old material and making necessary changes to it. We don't want something that feels like an incomplete version of what people come to know in Final Fantasy XI, but on the other hand, it will not be right if it's just the exact same thing. We want fans to look forward to the balance of old material and new inspiration. Makes sense. They can't really emulate the 11 Scythe wielder because that would be the Dark Knight, and we already have a Dark Knight. But you can see you definitely see the similarities between Dark Knight and Reaper in the footage that we've seen so far. You mentioned something about filling. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say we just need a dark healer now, and then you can have a full
hell yeah
edgy team.
You have the edge squad.
We can become that.
You mentioned something about filling a special meter and going into something like a possession mode. Can you tell us more about it? Ishida says, I don't want to say too much as we have not finalized everything and it's still subject to changes. Attack will fill your meter and you will be able to transform into possession mode at your will. Something like that. But really, we are still testing if that's the best way to implement the job, so please just take that as a concept for now. Interesting. So you can do it at any time. So, but I guess the duration will change depending on your meter, maybe. I don't know. Maybe power? I don't know. We have seen avatar helpers in the game already, summoners using the pet system, as well as machinists summoning robots. Is Reapers going to have a different system? Ishida says, yes, it will be different. It will not be a pet. It is part of the design philosophy of the game that each job had a different playstyle, so this job will be different as well. We keep this concept in mind when designing the Reaper. Yep, there you go.
I thought he was going to say it is part of the design philosophy of the game to eliminate pets.
Good. Pets suck in this game. Sorry.
Will Reaper be a pure DPS or more of a support DPS? Yoshida says, we have pretty much decided on that already, but we'll share that information at a later date.
Fine, keep your secrets.
Leaning more towards the selfish DPS.
Yeah. Will Reaper have more than one minion to aid them? At the moment, Final Fantasy XIV has pushed our system storage to the max in terms of players' movement and graphics. When we told the designers about summoning multiple minions, they were really pissed and told me we must change it into one minion no matter what. Okay, and being honest, merging the minion with the player's character in special mode actually makes it easier to maintain in terms of system/graphic storage. We want players to really look forward to the merge system. Please look forward to the merge system. We put a lot of effort to ensure all races' identities and personalities will stand out even when they are in the special mode.
I want to see a Lalafell Reaper.
Yeah.
It's gonna claw at your knees.
Okay, so that's it for the Reaper part. There's a little section for Veil Miera.
Now, Veil Miera.
Viera Male was announced. Is it an FFXIV original design? Yoshida says, yes. We have decided we aren't going to introduce any more races when we introduce the 2 new races in Shadowbringers. Of course, I would love to have more races in-game, but this is pushing the system and forces it to calculate and deal with more assets. With that said, players from all over the world have been asking for more beast-like races similar to that of Mikote. I cannot stress...
Mikote really that beast-like?
I think it means more like
animal.
Kemomimi kind of shit, you know?
Yeah. I cannot stress how hard it is to put 2 races in one expansion. When I consulted with the graphic design team, they said, I will give it a try if Yoshida-san really wants to do this, but it's not realistic to do 2 races at the same time. As we begin to look at what races to create, we notice there is an overwhelming amount of Final Fantasy XII lovers asking the question, can this really not be done? A huge amount of players had made fan art based on the female version of Viera, and we kind of draw inspiration from their works. We really wanted to add female Hrothgar at the time, but ultimately had to push male Viera out first with the promise of Hrothgar coming later. Male Viera is well and truly the hard work of the graphics team is well and truly the hard work of the graphic team with the Final Fantasy XIV spirit in its backbone. So please give the race a try when the expansion comes out. There you go.
As in buy a Fantasia or make a character?
Buy a Fantasia. You aren't poor, are you?
I'll simply admire you guys from the sidelines in Limsa. I'll watch.
Yeah. Okay, it has a part 2, so about Endwalker's story and the future of 6.1, which is interesting. We were told the script and story contents in Endwalker are enormous, but what is it like in terms of playtime compared with other expansions? Yoshida says it's hard to tell since we're still in the middle of development, but it does feel like the longest and certainly has the most cutscenes/voice lines in all of the expansions so far. As the conclusion to the Hydaelyn and Zodiac arc, there is so much content that must be included, and there is simply no way to cut it down. Frankly, I think this is what we wanted the standard of the expansion to be. Therefore, as much as I want the expansion to come out a bit earlier, it won't be available until a later time, and I hope players can understand this, so the expansion can be as perfect as possible. Truth be told, when we introduced the trust system in 5.0 and let the Scion members join the dungeon with you, it had never occurred to me that you will need a character that can play as many classes, any class to make the system work properly. You can't do that anymore now, and that was a slip-up I hadn't thought about.
Whoops.
Whoopsie. I have been delegating jobs to lower-level management and only examined key parts, and that had been working very well for us in terms of reducing my workload. But as we reached Shadowbringers, it became apparent that there is too much to the story, characters, and system for us to monitor. Things had become overly redundant. This expansion intends to clear all the untied knots, and hence, all manner of NPC will reappear. Please look forward to it. Okay.
Gonna be a fresh start after this one.
Yeah.
Fully controlled. It'll
Uh,
be about some, I don't know.
I can understand why it will take longer.
Yeah.
I know it's disappointing for some people that we have to wait so long until the expansion comes out, but if it's really going to be as large as they seem to be suggesting it is,
Yeah.
it'll be worth the wait.
Yeah.
There's a pandemic too, so
Yeah. Well, we can't really say that anymore, but yeah, that is the original reason why it was pushed back. When we see one of the 7 great worms, Vitra. I think we're just gonna say Vitra. Until it's spoken in well, he does say it actually in the.
He say
trailer.
it, but we haven't got. We need to
I
listen.
need to
properly.
hear it more clearly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vitra in the trailer. There's also confirmation that we will see Tiamat appear in patch 5.5. Does that mean we will see all? Does that mean we will see all 7 and there will be a conclusion to them?
I mean, not all 7 of them are alive.
No. There's going to be somewhat of an end to the situation with the dragon. However, that doesn't mean I intend to force all 7 to appear. The relationship between man and dragon is central to the story, so we thought it only makes sense for one of the 7 to play a role in the ending. That part of the story will be unexpected, and fans will not see it coming, so please look forward to it.
ooh,
Okay.
Ooh,
Exciting.
baby. Ooh, baby.
dragons still a weird thorn in the
Yeah.
overall plot.
Yeah.
14, and their presence is very weird.
Yeah. Vritra.
So,
Vritra.
hmm I like that they acknowledge that dragons are important to the plot, because to not have them play a role at all in the conclusion to
Yeah.
our 10-year running story at this point would be quite kind of strange.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I have so many thoughts, but we can't talk about it. Okay. There's a lot of emphasis on the word "end." Could you elaborate on what it means? From a personal level, I am a creator, but also a consumer of many works. I grew up under the influence of many great works out there. I'm a bit of a nerd myself, so of course I understand the feeling of I wish I could put this and that here. But there's all sort of circumstances. Not sure what he means here. I assume he means he would love to do more collaborations with other licensed properties, but he can't.
Yeah, Overwatch.
Yeah. Yes, there was the Overwatch.
Winston, the Winston shirt.
Oh
it's
my
happening.
god,
It was
Winston
the Hammond.
Overwatch.
It was a Hammond shirt.
Fuck it.
Lolo.
It should have been Winston, so he could be like, "Hi there," and then he eats peanut butter in 14.
You know, Hammond is Winston's rival, so there's still that
Oh
connection.
my god, and
Lolo.
Winston could do stool toss.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
he'd do browbeat or whatever.
To be honest, the original plan is to end the story at patch 7.0, but as I gave out 80% of the future plot's hints in Shadowbringers, I feel the tension in the story heating up just as much as our players that pay money to play the game. It just makes sense to carry this momentum and finish the story as opposed to cool it down and drag it longer. With that, I presented everyone with the first climax of the story in the trailer. I have made it explicitly clear that this is not that this is the conclusion of Hydaelyn and Zodiac arc, because otherwise people will say the story is not truly going to end. Therefore, I want everyone to know the long-standing conflict between the two will come to an end. I always told the team the end is going to be a bang.
I'm glad that it's the end of the Hydaelyn and Zodiac arc, because I'm sick of saying Zodiac arc.
Same. Endwalker will be the expansion to draw an end to the long-standing Final Fantasy story. I think the ending is one of the greatest challenges of any entertainment medium, but can be done in a story-driven MMORPG. I am fully intending to carry on this work, but really want you, the player, to see this through till the very end. So yeah, there you go. It is for the I see you. Be like, there's no way they'll be able to finish this. There's going to be some sort of Hydaelyn shit after this. No, he said, this is it. This is the end of the Hydaelyn Zodiac arc. I know it's hard to wrap your head around because that has been the game, but
All we've ever known.
yeah, and it's almost a little scary that it's ending
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know what's next. Okay.
Do you think there will be a larger than normal patch break after 6.0?
I hope not, but
I hope by that point we do get back on schedule for everything.
because the expansion is already delayed, it would look bad if the patch is delayed as well. I hope, but maybe it's not delayed. Maybe it's like worse. Maybe this is the new patch cycle. Like we're getting longer patch
Oh
cycles.
no!
I don't know if I necessarily means the new patch cycle. I was thinking more so they would need more time to set up the next storyline, and therefore there would be a larger gap as a result of
I
that.
believe he's already said that the 6.1 story is already in the works. I believe we read an interview where he said that. So they're already on that. Or not, they're not writing it, but they have it like laid out. So there is a plan for 6.1. Okay, yes. So to be let's see. Hence the expansion is called Endwalker. Well, isn't he talking about it here? To be honest, I am still thinking about the story of 6.1, as well as the central character that it will build on. There you go. I think all of this is going to be somewhat based on how epic we can make the ending of Endwalker to be. I feel as a producer-developer, I am certain that I will... Producer-developer now? Oh, sorry, product developer. Oh my god, caffeine poisoning. I feel as a product developer... I'm confused. I am certain that I will create the intended effect, but as the development isn't quite finished yet, it is very hard to say. I will be more certain about what to do as we make more progress. Okay. Regarding Island Sanctuary, is it really possible...
They didn't talk about this, did they?
No, not at all. Is it really possible to build a story and mission based completely on single player? Yoshida says, yes, players can play this content completely on their own, and we will provide easy instructions and help players that want to invest in the life of a crafter. However, the mode difficulty will adjust based on certain conditions. There will be incentive provided to players to engage, but there will be no competitive element in this. It is a mode you can play at your own pace.
No competitive farming, sorry.
Good.
Don't have to worry about your crop yield.
Competitively. Sounds stressful.
That's very interesting.
I hope it is just kind of relaxing. I hope it's not hard to like market board items.
They said there would be. Didn't they say that would be like its own type of currency within this system? So
I think they did.
Yeah. It's so intriguing, this system. I don't know what it is.
6.1.
It's
yes.
Yeah.
Or you know what? 0.3.
Yeah, it's gonna be relatively.
No, point 3 is when we get the next relic Rollo.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be later because the fact that there's no footage, they didn't talk about it at the live letter. Well, the live letter doesn't make any sense, but they didn't talk about it in the keynote.
That's what makes me think 0.3.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to day 2. Live letter 64. Must say, this is a live letter that didn't need to happen.
There was a little bit of information, but I agree for the most part.
Yeah, the only thing...
5 minutes?
90% or 80% of the live letter was merch. So, yeah, let's talk about the meat of the pudding first.
Pudding?
I don't know. It's a thing. Is it a British thing? Are you going to rage about the British again?
I
think it's a British thing.
Yeah.
Meat of the pudding.
I'm sorry, Rollo. I live close to the British Isles. I've
just never heard that.
I can hear your anger towards the British again.
It just sounds so bizarre.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, patch 5.55. We have a release date, Tuesday, May 25th. So it's imminent.
The latest it could have been.
Yes.
The latest of late May.
Death Unto Dawn Part 2 will include the continuation of the main scenario. It'll include updates to Save the Queen, the epilogue quest for Yorha Dark Apocalypse, and Triple Triad reward for collecting all the cards.
Sure. I said this during the stream, and I'll say it again here. At least, thankfully, it's not next week because we're still quite busy next week.
Yes. Okay, and then there's official service for PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 version of Final Fantasy 14 that will start up on 25th as well.
Which I thought had already started.
Yeah. The beta is currently still going, right? And there's like no difference
assume so.
from the beta and the public. I guess, I don't know. As far as I know, there's been no issues with the PS5 version. So there you go.
I've heard absolutely no complaints.
Is it because the beta is free and official service means now you have to actually pay? No, the beta isn't free.
No, you have to pay. You have to pay for the beta. You have to pay to be able to enter your
Yeah. So it's
character.
very confusing. I guess they just have to like officially say that we're out of beta. Okay.
Sure, there's some like minor things to work out, like with the DualSense controllers or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so updates to Save the Queen. We're getting Zadnor. This is the final chapter of the story. Matsuno, Woolhead, returns again for the final chapter, and there will be an important and difficult decision that you, the Warrior of Light, must make, and it's a similar decision to the one you made in Baldessian Arsenal. So, featured in the Forbidden Land Eureka Foray series. So,
are you gonna kill Missia, or are you gonna kill?
Well, they say
Dakota?
when you make this decision, it will affect the outcome of subsequent events. You should follow your heart and make a decision. So that was a thing. Yeah, that got a little pushback in Eureka because it wasn't made as clear that this was literally this will lock you out. Didn't it lock you out of something if you made like a certain choice? I don't remember. It ended the ending cutscene. So you would lose like a part of a cutscene.
But I believe it was reversed by completing Baldessian Arsenal.
Yes, if you did a Baldessian Arsenal, something else happened, I believe, right? It didn't lock. Sorry, I don't mean lock out, but like you, there was a part of the cutscene that wasn't you. Can we spoil the ending of Baldessian Arsenal?
I think one was less satisfying than the other one. Yeah, just give everyone a couple seconds.
Warning! Spoiler
You're
warning!
about to be spoiled.
Do
you have the sound effect?
Yes, I do. I'll do it then. Oh.
God, it was louder than I was expecting.
Okay. You are given a choice that will either save. What's that Lalafel's name? There's like a Lalafell. Fuck it. The Lalafell either dies or lives, right? And if you kill him, the
Edgica.
Yeah, Edgica. You don't get him featured in the ending cutscene, and it won't feel as rewarding as if when he dies. However, if you go back and do Baldessian Arsenal, you get him back.
You save him.
Yeah. So I think that's what I remember as being the thing that people were the most upset about was that, oh, we can get him back, can we? By doing fucking Baldessian Arsenal. So there was a lot of pushback for that, but yeah, there you go. Okay, we can come back now. Well, you can unmute. All right. So that's interesting that they're introducing a choice like that in again in this content. They also showed off some gear in some screenshots first. We noticed them in the screenshots. We saw Bosch's from 12 outfit.
The little window.
With his little
tit window.
Yeah. Well, no, he doesn't have a tit window. He's got a belly window.
It's an ab window,
It's
sorry.
a stummy window.
Yeah, it's a stummy window.
So you can tickle him.
Yeah.
He likes it.
And also...
Pinello. Pinello's outfit, not gender locked, which is great because it looks really interesting on that. Was it an aura on the?
Yeah. It was an aura. I mean, it's a naturally ugly outfit.
Yeah, Pinello's outfit is really horrible.
Stupid little bodysuit, jumper, overall thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this right now, Lakil. That's for us.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So they showed up that.
Maybe it'll just be glams.
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. They also showed off. This was really exciting. They showed off Balthier and Fran's bike as a mount, 2-man mount, which again makes us wonder: are we gonna meet Balthier in this story now? I mean, Fran is already involved, so
we have seen Fran.
yeah,
We in the 5.5 trailer, we saw that Fran was there.
yeah,
She didn't speak in the trailer, so they were trying to hide it.
yeah,
And we know that Ash is probably
yeah, yeah. So it's very exciting. I'm very excited for this story now. I mean, I always was, but now that it's been very light on the 12 characters. We've seen Begamnon, I think that's about and some other. No, I think Begamnon is the only named 12 character in this storyline, right? Okay, so they also showed off some housing items, outdoor items that they've added, including a gazebo.
the Colaron.
So that's cool.
Oh yeah, Gabran, obviously.
Oh yeah, Gabranth. Yes, obviously. Sorry. Okay. So they also showed us the inside of the Al Riada, which I'm assuming is going to be the castrum of this place.
Well, they call it the last part of the Save the Queen story, so assumedly it will be the Castrum Lacus Latori of Zadnor.
Yeah. So Matsuno wanted it to be perfect. So this is like he's been all over this one to make sure it's
Gonna be perfect.
Yeah. When you reach, so there's a new system. When you reach resistance rank 25, you will unlock resistance honors, which is a new progression path. So if you accumulate further metal, you can trade it in for proofs of metal. The 3 types of honors increase max HP, damage dealt, and healing potency, and they can stack.
I'm curious as to what the cap is.
Yeah.
Because surely they don't go up indefinitely.
No. Otherwise, it'll be ridiculous. There'll be people just one-shotting bosses.
But it would be funny, though.
It would be funny.
They should let you do that.
I don't think the game is programmed non-spaghettily enough to allow that to happen, Rollo.
You should be allowed to break things in these instances where they're separate from main content.
So I agree, Rollo. But I think if you break things, you will break the game.
Yeah.
Good. I want 99, 99, 99 on all 3. I want to be impervious. I want to just auto-attack everything to death. And I want to...
You understand what I mean by break the game?
Yeah.
Yes, and I think we should.
Okay.
There's no way the stack number can hold 3 digits. I don't think that's possible. But yeah. Right. So
I don't think it can go above 16.
No, I don't think I've ever seen that. Okay, so final step of the resistance weapons upgrades. That's coming. Not much information about it, but again, once you complete one weapon, upgrading any others will be slightly different. So that means, I guess, the first step will not be required.
They didn't confirm this, but I would greatly appreciate it if they can make this current step that all of us are stuck on doable within Zadnor.
Yeah. So that's that. In patch 5.5, adjustments will be made.
This was funny.
Yeah. This one's like I don't know. This one came out of the blue. It was like, and by the way, we had a pretty massive bug that's been with not even a bug, it's an oversight.
Yes. From
Extreme Trials. That the ones that drop or yield crafting materials. You can desynthesize them and get the items required to craft their weapons, right? Well, only for some. One of the most prominent one featured was, I believe, Byakko.
Yes. Because it's the most recent
Yeah.
craftable extreme weapon.
People have been desynthesizing gear from these trials, thinking that the drop rate is just insanely low. So for those people watching this live letter must have been such a gut punch, because he essentially says it's not in there.
Well,
It's
at
not
first
on the
when
loot
he
table
said-
at all.
At first he said, well, I saw these complaints and I didn't believe them.
Yeah.
So I looked directly at the source code myself.
It's crazy that has like just no
How
one
long?
thought to check that. That's crazy. Yeah, he said I went to the forums and that's how it was. Why aren't people? See, and the thing is, he said, okay, we've fixed it now. So Byako Zorvan was like the oldest one.
Not yet, but in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks' time. Servan, Byako, I don't remember all of them. Tsukiyomi.
There were a couple others.
Yeah, a couple of others. They will now finally drop those items. But remember to report if they don't drop. How? How do you know if it's not
keep
dropping?
running it.
That's the reason why no one like submitted this as like a ticket. Like no one reported this because they thought the drop rate was just low. Yeah, that's scary. I feel like they should have a better system in place to make sure that still drops. So, anyways, the known ones right now will be fixed in patch 5.55. Then they showed us an upcoming schedule a schedule of upcoming things. Patch 5.55 on May 25th. In July, we get the Make It Rain campaign. Not shared with anything else, so that's good. It's just the Make It Rain campaign.
At the time, it should be.
Yes, yes. In June, July, patch 5.57. And July, August, patch 5.58.
So, data center visit.
Yeah, that's data center visit in July, August. And then in August, this is probably the merge that I that I mind the least. It's Moonfire Fair and the Rising all in one. We already know Moonfire Fair usually starts first and then it transitions into the Rising.
Directly, yeah.
This year, it'll be in the same event, but I don't know who said it, but theorized that.
Yeah, it was my theory that they only plan for 2 Risings per expansion, so this is how they can get around that by not really focusing on the Rising part of the celebration.
Yeah.
And also, they probably don't want to write 4 more Shadowbringers Tales from the Shadows for the website.
True. Okay, so surprising announcement as well. In September, you'll see the return of the Final Fantasy 15 collaboration.
Ooh.
So your last chance, most likely, to get that 4-seater car mount before it goes up on the store.
Maybe, but most likely. The 13 event happened 3 times before the gear went up. So there might still be a 3rd time, but I wouldn't take that risk.
But 13 was special because 13, they did 13 one extra time because of PS3, the launch of the PS3 service, so that they could also participate in it, I believe. But yeah, there you go. Get it while you can. And then the final thing, of course, November is the release of Endwalker. So there's still stuff to do in the impending drought. God, being a 14 podcast during drought is rough, but people tend to like the droughts because that means we get to just theorize. So,
and we'll likely be doing a lot of review as well for Shadowbringers as a whole, like we did towards the end of
we can actually do a big fat review now. We haven't had a big fat review since Heavensward.
We can really just pick up some BS during this drought. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, we'll be fine.
Do you notice something Yes, and Mogmail. Do you notice something missing between September and November?
October is missing between September and November.
Yes, and do you know what that means?
Oh my God, you're right. All Saints Wake is missing.
Are we just losing one every year now? One event has to go every year.
Oh, that made me sad. I didn't notice that. Oh, that's probably because it's so close to the Endwalker release. No,
possibly.
I don't know. They're like, I feel like they're kind of done, I guess, with seasonal events.
I think they just don't care about the event anymore.
Yeah, Oh, Halloween was such or All Saints Wake was such
You
it
could have
was
spent Halloween with your little void scent buddy next year. Not this
Yeah.
year.
Next year, maybe. Maybe we'll see it again next year.
yeah.
I'm still laughing about you saying that October was what was missing between September and November.
I thought you were pop quizzing me on months.
No.
Okay. Right. Now to the part of the live letter that was just shilling.
No, there was the Ishikawa
There,
thing.
sorry, there's the Ishikawa thing. Bless her, she's very sweet. And there was.
She showed us an Excel spreadsheet.
She showed us an Excel
And she
spreadsheet.
talked about how she does her work in Notepad.
Yeah, that's relatable. She's very relatable. She likes looking at the sky.
Yeah.
Had this whole thing
I
about
think
that.
the most of the questions that she answered, I think the most interesting was how she gave us the justification for why Thancred went back to his original appearance after the events of Shadowbringers.
Yeah.
Because it was never addressed in game, and we all questioned it. Like, why does he look different to what he used to look like?
Yeah.
But it's just his skin returned to its normal shade, being inside for so long, and Tataru took advantage of his unconscious form to neaten him up.
His rat tail. They took it away from him.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Okay. So, then it she also talked about, I love that she's like, oh, I sometimes worked 36 hours a day.
Oh.
And then she's like, no, before Square Enix. I think she said something like that. And then they had this whole bit where they talked about, like, you know, it's not good working that much, but if you're, in the zone, Yoshida doesn't want to, like, interfere.
See, something similar happened during the closing ceremony. Someone else mentioned something similar, and Yoshi-P again had to step in and say, please take your days off. It is company policy. HR gets angry at me when you say these things.
Too many red blocks, too much overtime.
Yeah. So that was a little awkward. Okay, and then they moved on to, first I loved, they just showed Citizen Final Fantasy XIV Online, and if you don't know that Citizen is a watchmaker, what does that mean?
So bizarre just seeing Citizen X FF14.
I thought we were gonna be Japanese citizens. That's the ultimate crossover. No, it's a new watch. There's a white and a black watch by Citizen. It looks
not a watch
alright,
guy.
but
I would not wear this. But...
I have this I struggle wearing very flashy, obvious video game merch.
This is obvious. I don't think
it is obvious.
I think so vague.
Ooh,
crunchy.
I think the white one looks more merchy than the black one.
Who is it for though? What is it for?
For rich people, Rollo.
Cigar smoking businessmen.
I guess the mid-sized business owner when he goes to his meeting and his
I don't think it's for mid-sized business owners. I think that's not enough.
Okay, sorry. Big. If you're a Square Enix CEO, only you can wear this watch.
Yeah. I think the darkness model is better than the light, because the light one, to me, if I looked at someone wearing it, I'd be like, that's merchandise. Someone's wearing video game merchandise.
I would.
There's something about the hands on the clock that makes it look a little cheaper than.
I can see it about the hands.
Yeah.
I think the logos of the 12 are fake.
Yeah.
I think the logos of the 12 are indistinct enough that you could ignore them, but I think the hands are not what you would expect from a high-end watch.
Yeah. I mean, it's for whoever wants. I mean, if you're looking for a new watch.
Don't buy this one.
I am looking for a new watch. I ain't paying this much money.
Telling you.
No, and this is
$12 Casio.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not looking for something that cheap.
No. Okay. But we're gonna go from slightly ridiculous to full on crazy because they rolled onto the stage a guitar and an electric guitar, and you think, okay, I mean, presented by Soken, so you're like, okay, so that makes sense. Soken's got his way. Here's some, 14 themed guitar. But then he says the word Stratocaster, and it's a Fender guitar now.
Yeah.
That price is gonna be big. It's a big money. It's a really nice looking guitar. It has some like bits, like a purple bit and a blue bit. It's hard to explain. It's like acrylic. You can see through.
Like resin.
Yeah, resin
stuff in there. It looks neat. I would get the guitar before the watch if I had the funds available, because I could at least display the guitar.
Yeah.
And it looks like a cool piece.
Yeah.
I would the watches.
Yeah, it was funny because we kind of played The Price is Right during this. And every time he showed off a feature, the price just kept bumping up in our minds, because they're like, oh, there's a special button here that if you click it, you break, like, what did it say? Break the sound or whatever?
It goes, wow.
Yeah, it goes, wow. So it's essentially a pedal built into the button. And then he showed off, the resin part, and then the logo, and then the fact that it was numbered. There's like a plate on the back with the serial number. Final price, Rollo won with a price that I thought was too insane. I think you were up in like the three?
I was 25, 2,800.
28.
You said 2,800.
I went 25, and Georgi went.
I went 2,250.
Yeah,
very optimistic. That was. I will say we all guessed before. We saw every single feature that had no.
That's true. Final score. Final price, 396,000 yen. That is $3,499 US dollars 99 cents. 3,199 British pounds. 3,499 euros and 6,499 Australian dollars.
Almost double. Are you guys rich down there?
No! Do you want to know what that converts to, Rollo?
Yes. Show me the conversion.
5,052 US dollars.
What the
Jesus Christ.
Is it shipping? Are the waters tumultuous down there?
Is it shipping?
Is it shipping?
Where's it being made?
It's made in Japan.
Shipping is not even on the.
If it's made
price.
in Japan, shipping should not be as expensive to get here.
I'm trying to think of a reason why it's that expensive. I can't think of any.
You cannot pre-order it yet, I believe, but
No.
it is. Yeah.
I love that all this merch, and this is the one thing that has an Australian price.
Yeah. It also will also be an in-game item for bards. It's the instrument. That's why it took so long before they revealed the actual new instrument that we would get for that system. It is the Final Fantasy XIV Stratocaster, which will also get a housing item that you can hang up on your wall. And don't worry, you don't need to buy the actual Stratocaster to get this item.
That was my fear. The second I saw that, I was like, that's an expensive furniture item.
No.
I wish it looked more elegant.
Yeah, it looks very jarring.
It more in game, otherwise.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it fits 14, more so than like the regalia, because the regalia is like the metals in it look kind of like the same metals that Garleans use almost,
Yeah.
Like it's sort of adapted, not perfectly, this is just
the regalia,
just a real ass guitar.
It is, because regalia is at least from a fantasy game, so fantasy is still part of its design. This is just a guitar. This is an electric guitar. I hate
not
that you
plugged into anything.
I hate that you have the big jack slot in there. So what are you gonna plug it into? What? Oh.
They kept the jack. That's
An elegant terminal.
Yeah.
I
God.
when 5.55 comes out, I'm gonna try and get as many people together and make the most non 1.0 screenshot and send it to you, Nikhil.
You
And just
fucker.
tell you this is the
Hey,
same game.
We're still waiting
Get
for
the-
the cop car mod. When we need that?
God, I wish I could go back in time and just show that, like, the picture that Georgi then takes in the future to that version of myself, because I think I wouldn't be here. I would have left the
time
game a long time
we
ago.
would be in a different timeline.
Yeah.
This would have never existed.
I'd be like, okay, this is not worth my time. Goodbye.
Clearly,
You like
they've
the
gone
guitar,
down
though.
the free to play route.
I do like the
No, they've
guitar
gone
though.
down-
Yeah.
It does
like-
look cool.
Yeah.
Like an instrument in game. It's gonna sound weird hearing electric guitar sounds in game, like just in game, not in like a normal song. But
Mhm.
why not? I'm
Yeah.
down.
So there you go. You can shred like the pros in 5.55. Then at the end here, Ishikawa says that Endwalker is the finale. It is a curtain call where you get to say goodbye to some characters. Death flags are raised. She hopes you can greet them again this final time with all the love in your heart. Which, of course, leaves us to the speculation.
Threatening.
Who are we saying goodbye to? An Endwalker.
Cryo.
No! How dare
Oh,
you?
That would be sad.
That's why she's not on the. That's why she's not on the poster.
No,
she gets killed
shut
between
up.
5.55 and 6.0.
No!
The shark. Silence her, Rollo.
No, she's.
Maybe
It
that's
makes-
why we get there, because we're like, where's Kryle? And then we go there and it's like, excuse me, have you seen Kryle? Like, who? There was no one by that name here. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. That's intriguing. That there's a character, but I think it's Kryle, actually, now that you say it. She's not on the poster.
No.
No, I kind of don't believe that just
she's
because
kind of
Cryle.
like expendable though, because she's not that
She is
big of a
expendable.
character, so they could do
I
that.
like her. She's nice.
I like Cryle as well.
I
I'd be
like
actually
Cryle
very
too.
upset if they killed off Cryle.
And if that was like the one good thing about Eureka was Kryle, so I feel it's sad if she dies, but yeah, someone is. I mean, we don't know if it's death. It doesn't necessarily imply that it's someone's going away. You could say that what's his name? Monk took off his hair.
Setsu?
Yeah, Gosetsu left technically, right?
Yeah.
Didn't
yeah,
die.
that's-
Okay. Papa Lima, don't say Papa.
It's not Y'shtola.
Papa Lima, come back. Maybe
It'll
Papa
never
Lima
be
comes back.
Y'shtola.
Maybe Papa Lima is the light that we see that we meet in the in Mordona.
No. Papa Limo's the void scent.
You thought I
There
was
you go.
dead. Okay. I don't know why he had the 14 witch voice. All right. There was a Q&A.
It was streamed through Zoom. There were many people on there with 14 backgrounds, and it was hard to hear what people said. And it was
I scrubbed through it. I was like, I'm gonna try to watch at least one question. It was very difficult.
I personally did not see any questions much worth discussing on here.
No.
There are going to be more questions that are answered through the email, so maybe because they didn't have time to it, I get to the rest of them, I guess.
Yeah.
If
you missed,
so maybe there'll be some there.
If you missed the stream, by the way, it is still up on their YouTube channel. I'm not sure if it's on their Twitch. It probably is. I don't see why it wouldn't be.
I think it still is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened. Then there was a cosplay thing. I mean, people are very talented when it comes to cosplay. So it's just
Yes.
Yeah, there was some cool stuff.
yeah, very impressive. Then there was this game show thing, I think, or something that resembled something that's been done better by better people, I think, at some point. I don't know I don't remember what it was called, but it happened. There were some people on there and I barely remember. I don't know who they are. So
Oh my god.
joking. Jesus Christ, Gillionaire
So
happened.
aggressive.
It was interesting. I would. I
Well,
will. I will say. I think our format
Is a better quiz.
is a better quiz. Yeah, I think so. There was less focus on the quiz, more focus on doing content in the game, which
I didn't mind watching the content. I liked watching them race each other in the
that's
content.
true. It was fun, but there was very few questions all in all, right?
Yes,
So
there were 4.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but hey, it was cool. I mean, they did a thing. It was fun.
They also all weren't aware of the formatting of how it worked, because so at one point, one of the teams gets a question wrong, and and as a result, it gets passed to the other team. However, questions were written for the other team by their helpers, the phone a friend people.
Oh,
So Ethis wrote the question, one of the questions, and the reason he didn't respond at that point where like they phone a friended him is because he knew the answer. They weren't supposed to phone a friend him, and so that's why there's this weird cut there.
There's
oh,
what?
Was it? Oh, that's shady. I don't understand why that. Why would he be? Okay. All right. Well, that's
Apparently both Ethis and Anonymous wrote 2 of the questions each.
Okay. All right.
It's hard running a game show.
It's hard to. That's why we have to pull one out, right? So one they cannot participate. That's just how it is. Okay. Then there was the Primals concert, and the best performance I have ever seen when they played A Long Fall and they did the dance.
I did the meme.
They hinted at it before.
Remember? So I might be just completely out of. I am. You know that I live in a bubble. But remember when when we first played the Twinning song? And I had to put the Dancing Man on screen, and it wasn't even like from a 14 meme. It was just him.
The man, yeah.
Was I so in tune then with the community? Was everyone doing that at the time? Because I had no idea.
I think I remember seeing it pretty soon after.
So everyone was we were just all thinking it, I think. I
feel like I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know who we can claim.
Oh, I'm not saying that we did it. I'm just
saying.
No.
I know you're not.
It's just crazy that we all had the same idea.
It was a hive mind thing amongst the community.
Yeah. Because I remember having to like try to time him so he fit. Oh, it was crazy.
They wore the colors too, which was nice.
Yes,
from the actual like Twinning MP4 video.
We have some.
And I assume they were related to their actual like jobs as well, because we know Foxclone is a healer.
Yes.
Oh.
Because we can play a little snippet of that, just the dance.
But a snippet.
Yeah. Here
Is that Gary Busey, by the way?
The man dancing?
What?
Is that Gary Busey?
No, it is not.
No,
I heard that, and I'm like, that's not Gary. What are you talking about?
He just looks like he vaguely looks like him.
I was gaslighted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you've been gaslit. Okay, here we go. I couldn't believe my eyes.
This was amazing to watch live.
Yeah.
This was really the one point that I was like most like frustrated about the pandemic. That
yeah.
People did to experience this live, because this would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I really hope they had this email one day.
Oh God!
Might be copyright, because you can copyright dances.
I mean, if WoW can get away with just taking dances straight from Eurovision, I think we can have like a dance loosely based.
Copyrighted. We don't know enough about the video.
No. Well, that's that's wild.
The part we were just watching was the. They do the actual twinning.
The beginning. Dance. The beginning is the man dance.
Yeah, we mean the more direct parts from from the actual video
Yeah.
or dance.
There was a lot of songs played during this concert. It was a very nice. I watched it all. I've watched all the concerts just in bed. I can't, not talking to anyone. It's just me lying in bed with that just on full blast. While this time with dairy bubbling in my stomach. Yeah. So. Or any of the other songs worth mentioning that were played?
Yoshi P joined them for a rendition of Under the Weight, and he only was there for like the last half of the song, and he was exhausted after that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good concert with, of course, Koji Fox with his hat. I love Koji Fox, but I love it when he's like transformed into his like Primal's persona,
his alter ego,
because he's still like Koji Fox, but with the hat now. Yeah, I love Koji. All right, then.
Yeah, Koji Fox gives big dad energy.
Oh, really big dad energy. Okay, and then things took a very shocking turn at the very end, with a message from Soken. Yeah,
I don't know how many people knew about this beforehand, because the way that even Foxconn was talking about it when Soken said that he had something else to say, I thought Foxconn had a sort of like joking tone, so I don't even know if he knew what was about that.
Yeah, it was. Well, for those that don't know, I mean, I think most people know at this point, but for the last 6 months, 6 months ago, Soken was diagnosed with cancer, and wasn't it 6 months ago? I believe it was 6 months ago.
No, it had to be longer ago than that, because he was working on To the Edge from his hospital room, and 4.3 came out like 5.3. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, it was even longer.
Mid-year last year.
Sorry, I don't know where I got 6 months.
I think around 6 months ago is when he first went into remission.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so he was in hospital. People thought he was working from home because they didn't want to tell anyone or didn't want Yoshi P to tell the team that he was in hospital. And he wrote, and he worked while in hospital, by the way.
Yeah.
And wrote
Edge, most
To the Edge. Yes, while in hospital. Horrible thing to learn, but thankfully he is in remission, almost full remission now. So he is back. Difficult to watch live.
It was rough.
Yes, and if you haven't watched it, you definitely should. I'm sure it is on YouTube. It's a 17-minute long video. So
they talked about how they couldn't really visit him either because of COVID. So it was just, it's so sad. He's like, yeah, it's my best friend, is what Yoshi P was saying. So it's like, man.
I have seen the team in many, like, this is when this dev team, we don't deserve this dev team. Like, we are so lucky with the people that run this game. And I've seen them in many different states. I remember watching Yoshi P when he talked about A Realm Reborn when it was delayed, and he even mentioned it here when he said that Soken was the one guy on the team was like, we can do this, let's go. So it was a very touching moment. So yeah, there you go.
Super brave of them to actually just talk about it out loud. I mean, obviously people should, you can respect their privacy and they don't have to talk about it. But I think it definitely is kind of warming to just hear them be so open about it and share all their feelings.
Yeah.
I really do. I think we all here wish him the best.
Yes, of course.
And we love you, Soken.
Love you, Soken.
Community, so many like not memorials, like dedications to him
Yes.
already, and I only hope that we can see more in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was nice too to see. I mean, I don't. Yeah, there's a lot of outpouring of support in chat, and it's. This is just general, but I don't know if it's just very good moderating, but the chats on both the YouTube and Twitch feeds were very clean and nice for the entire event. From what I've
No,
seen,
it was surprising.
Yeah.
So I mean, props to good moderation. That's
Yeah.
it's a kind of an understated thing, but that's no
Yeah.
one was saying mean things.
No.
So the
We were-
hashtag that everyone's been using is hashtag Welcome Back Soken, and
Yeah.
well, it's nice. I feel like it doesn't get across exactly which is how Koji translated it at the time. I don't know if it comes across. It gets across the actual meaning of what Yoshi P said in Japanese, which was specifically "Okaeri Soken-san," which doesn't necessarily mean welcome back. It more so means like welcome home,
Yeah.
which is like it feels like even more meaningful thing to have said.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, there it is. That was the end of FanFest.
How would you review this FanFest? I don't know. It's
Yeah.
weird to compare it to other FanFest or the not FanFest thing we had earlier this year.
I think getting to experience the concerts really like
Yeah.
Yes.
up to the feeling of it being a celebration,
Yeah.
which you don't get when you are not at the event in the
Yeah.
past.
It makes me really want to be able to go to the next FanFest and actually go there for the concert.
Yeah.
And I'm sad because this is gonna be our. I mean, I don't know if you guys are gonna go, but I did actually plan to go to at least one of these FanFests.
Yes, I plan to go. As
The
well.
sad thing. Okay, this is very Mela, but Mela will say this that this is probably it is unlikely that the next But I disagree. By the way,
I disagree with him as well.
But Mela says that it is very unlikely that this next expansion is going to be another peak. And that the following FanFests are just going to decline in quality as the game slowly fades into obscurity. I'm sorry, that's very horrible to say, but some part of it I can see, because if you look at other games, that's how it's gone. But 14 has proven again and again that it's not quite like other MMOs at this point. So we'll see.
I can't speak for other MMOs, but the Final Fantasy XIV community does feel very tight and welcoming and not like particular. I mean, we like to say we're not a toxic community, and there are aspects of it that are, but it feels like a very positive community to be a part of.
Yes. And that's one thing that I felt watching these FanFests is that, this is a very good community. I'm glad I'm in it. I'm glad to be part of this community and not other communities.
And you can tell that
mentioning names. Yes?
You can really tell, obviously, it's a job for these developers, but they really do have a lot of passion for it, and they very much do care about our input and their vision of what they want to make. And I mean, there's always a little bit of pushback and disagreements between us, the community, what the developer wants and everything. But I think there is like an intent of they want to make something good and that we like.
Yeah. There you go. That's it. That's the show. And that's the summary of FanFest. FanFest is officially over. I will also say in closing about the FanFest is that this was a special FanFest, but they made it feel, they tried very hard to make it feel like a real FanFest, even though it wasn't. So I commend them for that as well. It felt pretty nice.
Here's next FanFest. We'll have our own signing booth in the bathroom of FanFest.
There we go.
So
yeah. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to follow us on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfHeidelin, youtube.com/ Speakers XIV, exclamation Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord server. If you're watching on demand, links in the description. Send us Mogmail. We will restart our Mogmail inbox now, so we'll have to go through some Mogmail. Some will be purged if it's old. So if you know that you've sent a Mogmail that wouldn't make sense to be read now, send us a new one. speakersxiv.com/mogmail. And remember, you can also watch our reaction to the trailer on Speakers Place right now, youtube.com/Speakers Place, and other gameplay stuff. That's it. We'll see you later, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Music スタート